Welcome to DataSense, Sensei.
Today, we're diving into something that's on every data scientist's mind, the future. We're told AI is coming for our jobs, but the data actually shows a projected 34% job growth by 2026. The role isn't disappearing, it's becoming mission critical. So if you want to thrive, you have to stop chasing the latest hype and start building a career that lasts. Think of it like building a castle.
We finally did it! It looks amazing! Great job, everyone!
So let's just tackle the big question head on, the one everyone is kind of whispering about. Is AI really going to make your job obsolete in the next couple of years?
The short answer, absolutely not. In fact, it's the exact opposite. AI isn't your replacement, it's your most powerful tool. It's an accelerant. It's going to automate all the tedious stuff, freeing you up to focus on the truly strategic, high-impact work that, frankly, only a human can do.
To really build a career that can stand the test of time, we're going to use this idea of building a castle. It's a great way to visualize the different layers you need. We're going to start with a solid foundation, build up some strong walls, reach for the sky with some towers, and then, of course, set up the defenses.
Okay, first things first. Every great structure needs an unshakable foundation. This is the bedrock of your entire career. These are the skills that will matter long after today's shiny new tools are obsolete.
So what's this bedrock made of? It really boils down to three non-negotiable pillars. You've got the deep, unchanging logic of mathematics, the powerful framework of statistics, and of course, the ability to write real production-grade code. These are your absolute must-haves.
And when we say math, we're not talking about simple arithmetic. We're talking about getting comfortable with linear algebra and calculus. Why? Because this is the language computers actually use to do all those incredibly complex calculations that make machine learning possible.
And then there's statistics. This is so much more than just running a few tests. It's really a way of thinking. It's how you explore data, how you form a hypothesis, and how you figure out what's a real, meaningful signal versus what's just random noise. It's how you find order in the chaos.
And look, your brilliant ideas can't just live inside a Jupyter notebook forever, right? They have to get out into the real world to be useful. That means you've got to master the languages that businesses actually run on. Python, that amazing, versatile workhorse, and SQL, which is literally the key to getting the data in the first place. Okay, our foundation is poured, and it is solid. So now it's time to build the reinforcing walls. These are the practices that make sure your work isn't just clever, but also strong, dependable, and ready for whatever the real world throws at it. Think about it. A model that only works perfectly on your own computer is basically a hobby project. It's useless to a business. Your work has to be ready for the real world. That's where things like MLOps, machine learning operations, come in. It's all about building systems so your models can actually be deployed and survive out in the wild.
This right here, this is the ultimate reality check. You have to be obsessed with validating your models. It's so easy to build an overfitted model that looks amazing on your training data, but then it just completely falls apart the second it sees new information. A properly validated model is the only kind you can actually trust.
All right, now for the really exciting part. With that strong base and those reinforced walls, we can start building the aspirational towers. This is where you get to play with the cool, cutting-edge stuff that really sets you apart.
And check this out. This number tells a huge story. 52%, that's more than half, of talent leaders are already planning to add AI agents to their teams in just a couple of years. This isn't some far-off future. It's happening right now. It signals a massive shift in how teams are going to work. So what is this agentic AI they're talking about? Well, we're moving beyond AI that just answers your questions. This is AI that proactively accomplishes goals. It doesn't wait for a prompt, it understands the mission, makes a plan, and takes action. We're talking about systems that can autonomously manage a supply chain, often using techniques like RAG, retrieval augmented generation, to pull in real-time knowledge. It's a game changer. So the castle is looking pretty impressive, but it's not complete without its defenses. And these are the things that protect your value, the skills that are uniquely human, the things AI complements but can't ever truly replace. You've heard this phrase before, right? It's from the Hippocratic Oath for doctors, but honestly, it's never been more relevant for data science. The things you build can have a huge impact on people's lives, and that ethical responsibility to do no harm is squarely on your shoulders. As a data scientist, you are a guardian of the data, period. It is your job to wrestle with these really complex ethical issues, things like protecting privacy and, crucially, fighting against the biases that can so easily creep into our algorithms. This needs a human in the loop.
And this one is just so important. Your technical skills are a means to an end, not the end itself. You have to understand the business you're working in. What are the goals? What are the constraints? Your job is to translate all that complex data into something that creates real, tangible value. That takes business acumen.
And your final and maybe most powerful defense is your ability to communicate. I love this quote from Einstein. Your job is to take something incredibly complex and make it simple enough for anyone to understand. You have to be a storyteller, turning your analysis into a clear, compelling narrative that helps people make better decisions.
So, that's the blueprint. Your career is your castle. You build it on that solid bedrock of math, stats, and code. You reinforce it with robust real-world practices, and then you reach for the sky with the most advanced AI. That is how you build a career that's not just safe from AI, but supercharged by it.
The tools will always change. That's a given. But the fundamental logic, the blueprint for building a lasting career, that's here to stay. So the foundation is laid. The only question left is, how high are you going to build your castle?
So here is the plan. Build your castle on the bedrock of linear algebra and production Python. Reinforce it with MLOps. Build high towers with Agentic AI and RAG, and protect it all with ethics. The tools will change. Next month, there will be a new library. But the ability to frame a problem and verify the solution that remains uniquely to human. Data science needs you, but it needs you to be solid. I am DataSense Sensei. I am preparing to lead you to this path in my next videos. Let's get to work. Like and subscribe.